Who is Nisargadatta Maharaj? Writing a biographical note on Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj is a frustrating and unrewarding task, for not only the exact date of his birth is unknown, but no verified facts concerning the early years of his life are available. However, some of his elderly relatives and friends say that he was born in the month of March 1897 on a full moon day, which coincided with the festival of Hanuman Jayanti, when Hindus pay their homage to Hanuman, also named Maruti, the monkey god of Ramayana fame. And to associate his birth with this auspicious day, his parents named him Maruti. Available information about his boyhood and early youth is patchy and disconnected. We learn that his father, Shivrampant, was a poor man who worked for some time as a domestic servant in Bombay and later eked out his livelihood as a petty farmer at Kandal, a small village in the backwoods of Ratnagiri district of Maharashtra. Maruti grew up almost without education. As a boy, he assisted his father in such labours as lay within his power, tended cattle, drove oxen, worked in the fields and ran errands. His pleasures were simple as his labours, and he was gifted with an inquisitive mind, bubbling over with questions of all sorts. His father had a Brahmin friend named Vishnu Haribahu Gore, who was a pious man and learnt too from rural standards. Gore often talked about religious topics, and the boy Maruti listened attentively and dwelt on these topics far more than anyone would suppose. Gore was for him the ideal man, earnest, kind, and wise. When Maruti attained the age of 18, his father died, leaving behind his widow, 4 sons and 2 daughters. The meager income from the small farm dwindled further after the old man's death and was not sufficient to feed so many mouths. Maruti's elder brother left the village for Bombay in search of work, and he followed shortly after. It is said that in Bombay he worked for a few months as a low-paid junior clerk in an office, but resigned the job in disgust. He then took petty trading as a haberdasher and started a shop for selling children's clothes, tobacco and handmade country cigarettes. This business is said to have flourished in course of time, giving him some sort of financial security. During this period he got married and had a son and 3 daughters. Childhood, youth, marriage, progeny. Maruti lived the usual humdrum and eventless life of a common man till his middle age, with no inkling at all of the sainthood that was to follow. Among his friends during this period was one Yashwantrao Bhakar, who was a devotee of Sri Siddharameshwar Maharaj, a spiritual teacher of the Navnath Sampradaya, a sect of Hinduism. One evening, Bhakar took Maruti to his guru, and that evening proved to be the turning point in his life. The guru gave him a mantra and instructions in meditation. Early in his practice, he started having visions and occasionally even fell into trances. Something exploded within him, as it were giving birth to a cosmic consciousness, a sense of eternal life. The identity of Maruti, the petty shopkeeper, dissolved, and in the illuminating the illuminating personality of Sri Nisargadatta emerged. Most people live in the world of self-consciousness and do not have the desire or power to leave it. They exist only for themselves. All their effort is directed towards achievement of self-satisfaction and self-glorification. There are, however, seers, teachers, and revealers who, while apparently living in the same world, live simultaneously in another world also, the world of cosmic consciousness, effulgent with infinite knowledge. After his illuminating experience, Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj started living such a dual life. He conducted his shop but ceased to be profit-minded merchant. Later, abandoning his family and business, he became a mendicant, a pilgrim over the vastness and variety of the Indian religious scene. He walked footed on his way to the Himalayas, where he planned to pass the rest of his years in quest of an eternal life. But he soon retraced his steps and came back home, comprehending the futility of such a quest. Eternal life, he perceived, was not to be sought for. He already had it. Having gone beyond the I am the body idea, he had acquired a mental state so joyful, peaceful, and glorious that everything appeared to be worthless compared to it. He had attained self-realization. Uneducated though the master is, his conversation is enlightened to an extraordinary degree. Though born and brought up in poverty, he is the richest of the rich, for he has the limitless wealth of a perennial knowledge, compared to which the most fabulous treasures are mere tinsel. He is warm-hearted and tender, shrewdly humorous, absolutely fearless, and absolutely true, inspiring, guiding, and supporting all who come to him. Any attempt to write a biographical not on such a man is frivolous and futile, for he is not a man with a past or future. He is the living present, eternal and immutable. He is the self that has become all things.